Hi everybody. Today is going to be a yoga challenge for our joints. So wherever you are, we're just going to take the hands, give them a squeeze, and then open the fingers super wide. A little bit. Beautiful. Then we're going to take them for a little stretch. So take them forward, thumbs down. Give the elbows a little movement from side to side, starting to stretch the wrists and the forearms, and let those elbows start to move. And we'll take the thumbs up, take the fingers together, and then bring the palms to heart center, starting again to feel that a little more in the wrists and the elbows. Maybe start to incorporate the shoulders. And we're going to twist the hands forward and back. Maybe stop at the bottom and lift up, and a little deeper into the forearms. And we'll take them, give them a little shake, one at a time. Take one hand forward, pull the thumb straight back. Feel that thumb coming straight back. And the index finger, maybe even move the other fingers around a little bit here. You might notice there might be some tension in some of the other fingers surrounding those muscles. Just keep moving until we get to that pinky finger. Doesn't take much in these small muscles and joints. And give that a little shake. We're going to take the thumb straight down this time. Doesn't matter how that feels right to you, what the angle is, as long as the thumb is coming back toward the forearm, stretching through this webbing here. Maybe adjust the angle, pull it a little bit back or a little bit forward as we do this. You might feel some different sensations in there. And we'll shake that out and move to the other hand, pulling the thumb straight back on this one. Not down. And we'll take the index finger, start to move those other fingers around. You may feel some of this stretch all the way up into the forearm or the elbow. Usually one hand is a little tighter than the other, and usually one or two fingers is tighter than the others. Feel free to take your time, longer on one than some of the others. Just give them a little shake. We're going to take that thumb straight down wherever that feels right for you, whichever angle that is. Looking for a stretch again and through the webbing. Maybe a little back or a little forward feels better for you. Give the hands a little shake. Roll through the wrists. We're just going to take the palms face out, arms at shoulder level, squeeze the biceps and then the triceps. So squeezing the top of the arm as we come forward, and then squeezing the arm through the back as we come down. Really just making those muscles start to get lubricated, using those elbows, and taking the hands to the shoulders, and just big shoulder circles, inhaling all the way up, exhaling all the way down. One more this way, and then we'll reverse directions. This really helps your lymphatic system drain too. So you can feel the squishing around the neck and the shoulders and chin. That's going to push those fluids through the lymph system. Really kind of just help everything start to move and drain so we can detox. All right, so wherever we are, we're going to come to a standing position. If you have a chair, you can use this for balance. And just take a gentle, I'm going to turn this way, a gentle squat. We're not going far down, just hinging at the hips, bending the knees, so the chest is coming forward and the hips are going back, but my knees don't really move anywhere. Keeping the chest up, pushing the feet down as we come up, And then you can see that my knees and my ankles are right underneath my hips and my shoulders here. Try not to let the knees bow in or come out. Want to keep them tracking toward the toes. Toes are facing forward. Do 2 more here just to get those hips starting to warm up. Great. We're going to take the legs into extension. So just holding the chair if you want to, or you can try to balance. We're looking for some movement here in this hip joint. Full extension. Try not to send the hip out to the side, but just keep that leg coming straight back behind us. Belly and chest are still lifted. And we'll do the other side. The hips have a lot of range of motion. There's about 22 or more muscles that work and attach into that pelvic area. So there's a lot that we need to do to get those lubricated. I'm just going to lift one side up and make knee circles. And the other direction. That inner and outer rotation using our abductors and our adductors on the inner side. And we can do the other side as well. If you want to, you can move your chair or just turn around to the other side. And reverse direction. We're going to turn and face the chair, or if you have a countertop or table, or even a wall. We're going to take one foot behind us and one foot forward, both feet and toes are facing straight forward toward the chair. The back foot is going to have a tendency to kind of turn here in a different direction. Sometimes it likes to point out to the side, but we want both of them like train tracks toward the chair. Make sure that our focus on our feet has 3 points of power underneath the ball of the big foot, or the big toe, and the little toe, and the center of your heel. So it's like a tripod on your feet. We're going to press that back heel down to the floor, bending into that front knee just enough to start to feel a stretch across the back of the leg, maybe through the ankle, maybe even through the arches of the feet, depending on where you have tightness. Try not to let that back knee bend or let that heel lift. We really want to press down through the heel as much as we are through the ball of the foot. And we'll switch sides. Again, railroad tracks with the toes and the feet. Pressing down through the back of that heel, right down through the center. Front knee can bend. Relax your shoulders and your face. Maybe even take a chance to breathe here. Make sure that belly's coming down, or the breath is coming down into the belly. And we'll take that foot back up. And we're going to take a little bit of the top of the toes, or even the top of the foot if it gets that far for you. We're just going to roll it forward, feeling a stretch on the front side of the foot and ankle. Some people like to kind of roll it a little bit back and forth. Most of us tend to roll it a little out of the way of the big toe. But rolling it back onto the big toe can give you a little bit of stretch to those muscles on the side of the inside part of the foot. And the same thing that we did with the hands, we're going to do with the feet here. So I'm just going to show you. You don't have to lift your foot, but just squeeze the toes and then open them as wide as you can apart. Squeeze them and open them. You can do that from the floor. Do both sides at once. And then we'll take that ankle and start to make circles in one direction and circles in the other direction. And you can do this from standing too, if you wanted to do one foot at a time. But you can do both of them at the same time around the floor. Nice. Give one knee a hug. Give the other knee a hug. Same thing we can do from standing if you wanted to have a balance challenge here. Doesn't have to be standing, doesn't have to be seated. You can be lying back on your mat. We're going to do a few what we call moon squats. If you have a little bit of tension in the back of your legs, you might want to put your heels on a block here, or I like to use a rolled up yoga mat, but it's not as tall. But it gives you a little more balance while still keeping that weight down through your heels. We don't want it to come up onto the balls of the feet. A lot of times when we start to squat, our heels start to lift and kind of hover on our balls of our feet. You don't want your heels carrying as much weight as the balls of your feet. Adjust my camera here because I want you to see my upper body too. Taking the arms out and up, really stretching wide. This one, and we'll exhale as we squat back. If you want, you can use a chair back there. Give you some support. Squat down into the chair. And I'm just going to do exhales on the way down, crossing the hands, giving them a little squeeze, maybe like your Wonder Woman. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If you can go down a little further, feel free to do that. You can make this a full squat all the way down, as long as those heels stay down on the floor, your block or mat, whatever they're on. This articulates all of the big joints of the body. You can kind of change which hand goes in the front. Reversing. We'll do 3 more. Last one. And from here, sorry, I just noticed that my camera's a little bit angled to the side, so it looks like I'm kind of hovering. After this one, we're just going to sit down and just relax the body. Maybe let the arms hang forward. Same if you're on the chair. We're sitting right at the edge of the chair. And just letting the arms dangle forward. Again, we want that weight to be carried through the full foot, the ball of the foot, under the big toe and little toe, and the heel. Help stretch through the back, the hips, the ankles. Let the arm and the neck soften. One more big breath down to the belly. And then a big sigh out the mouth. Inhale as we come back up to standing or seated. Give everything a little shake. And you just did a nice warm-up for your joints, or even a full practice for your joints if that's what you needed today. Feel free to use any of these during the day at any point. If you're sitting at work, you can do your hands, you can do your shoulders. We can even add a little twist in there. Sometimes that feels good. Just come to the edge of the chair and just take a little twist from side to side. Hold on to the back of the chair and the knee, keeping the spine nice and tall. Helps lubricate the spinal muscles and the joints, all the vertebrae and discs. We have a tendency to kind of drop one of our shoulders and raise the other ones. That usually means we went a little far. So try to keep The shoulders nice and level, the chin level to the floor. Beautiful. Enjoy the rest of your day with nice joints that are ready to go. Let me know how it went for you.